Alright guys, if you want the chance to win either an RPG or an AK-47 in next week's video, all you have to do, leave a like, comment down below, make sure you guys are subscribed. I'll give this away in next week's episode. Alright guys, we are back with episode 49, I believe it is, of Building Vietnam in LEGO, and today is going to be the last video before the finale. I'm pretty sure it's episode 49, I should really check, but I'm pretty sure because I just looked at my YouTube channel, but anyways, this is the last video. Not only you guys can put in feedback, but that I can work on it, because next week we're going to be doing the finale video. So just like all my other MOC series, there are two finale videos. The first one is going to be me going around the MOC, showing you guys all the details. It's going to be a rather long video. This one's probably going to be close to 20 or 30 minutes, maybe more than 30, honestly, maybe 35, 40. But that's where I go in depth. I show you close-ups of all the parts of the MOC, show you guys what every figures up to and what's going on. And then the other finale will be kind of a montage of video clips, and then I might even do a third finale, which is just going to be still pictures, but I normally just do the first two that I talked about. And then sometimes with the MOC series, I do a series afterwards of me taking down the MOC and sorting parts. I don't know if I'm going to do that for this one. I might do it and post it not on Sundays, but on one of my Tuesday, Thursday videos. That way I can jump right into the next MOC video, and with those videos I normally tear down the MOC and I film along the way, and then I actually cut those up into episodes. Sorry for the background noise, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. So this week's video we're going to be doing all the figures, and I can't show you everything because that's obviously what the finale is going to be for, but we're going to talk about some cool things here, and make sure you guys leave all the feedback you can in the comments down below, because I will definitely be reading this week's episode's comments. And yeah, so 1 week from now, which will be Sunday, which I believe will be not the 14th, 15th, but I believe it's the 16th of February. So check back for sure. Make sure you guys are subscribed. On with the video. Okay guys, what I'm working on now is I'm assembling the rest of the figures. So most of these I have the arms and hands on already. I just have to put the heads on. So I have 100 of the American heads here, and then I also have 100 of the Viet Cong heads in here as well. So I'm putting those on. I don't quite have 100 Americans because I'm still waiting on a Bricklink order, but I had to print what I have. I think there's close to 80 of them. Then I do have these 5 Americans here. Now the problem with these are actually all cracked torsos from my personal collection, and I figured, you know, for the ones that I'm going to be keeping for myself, I can keep the cracked ones, but I'm not going to sell those. So obviously all the ones that are going to be on the website after the MOC series is over are all brand new. These ones are just for my personal collection. I try to keep one of every figure that I ever make just for kind of a cool collection. So that's what these 5 are for. I have to find arms for these as well, but I'm just going through and adding the heads to these guys right now, and I'll do the same for the Americans. And I have the rice patty hats for these guys already. I got to get the helmets for those guys, so that is another thing that I'm waiting on, but yeah, we're getting there. So I just got done putting all the heads on the Americans that I have. Like I said, I still have, I don't know, probably, well, that's 40 heads, so I'm still missing like 20 torsos, plus I made extra of those heads, but I just thought it was cool how I lined all of these up. If this will focus for you guys, right there, and there's just a bunch of them. Sorry, it just went out of focus again. There we go, and the lighting's a little overexposed, but yeah, that's what, like, I think 80 or 75 Americans look like right there. Obviously they're missing helmets. Actually I have 5 more over here, so, and then plus the 5 I was talking about, but this is a majority of them right here. So I'm going to get those in that cup, finish those rest, find the arms for those, and we can keep moving on. Alright, so what I'm working on now is these are the 5 figures that had the cracked arms, or the cracked torsos rather, so I got arms on them, and then I also found this guy in here. I'll probably put him in a tank because he doesn't really match the same outfit. This guy's sand green and these guys are all going to be olive, so I don't want too much of his body showing so it doesn't look weird, so he'll probably be in a tank. I just gave him a Russian helmet just because, once again, you're not going to see much of him, so it doesn't really matter. So got that guy. Then I also have been slowly decking these guys out with different flesh heads just so I know that these ones are mine and I don't accidentally ship these out to you guys when I end the MOC series and get everything going. So I put different kinds of heads on these guys. This will kind of be one squad, and I actually put I took off the olive green arms and put on light flesh arms on this guy, and I think he looks really good because it looks like he has kind of like a tank top on. You know, a lot of soldiers would do that because it got so hot and humid in Vietnam, they wouldn't have sleeves on their uniform, so I did that. He's got a tattoo on one side, and then he's got the kind of injured, and then electrical tape bandage there. Gave him a cigarette, and he's actually an MP. I just had that helmet. He might not actually be an MP, military police. And then I got this guy here. He's got a spare mag and an M16. So I also gave this guy a vest just because I thought it would be cool to have a couple guys with different vests. So we have these 5 guys that I'm working on, and then I'm slowly picking out not only American but also like Kalashnikovs, RPGs, anything that the Viet Cong would have used as well. We got Dragunovs, different AKs, Panzerfaust, so any stuff like that, backpacks and all that. I'm kind of sifting through this, putting all that stuff here because we're going to need a lot of weapons for all of these figures on the MOC. So I'm kind of going through and finding what I can in here, and then the rest I'm going to have to just take out of my inventory, like the AKs and RPGs, M1 Grands, all that type of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm working on now, is just kind of going through. This is my personal minifigure bin, if you guys didn't know. This is where I make all my custom figures, like if I do a 5-minute figure build or I want to build a custom minifigures. You know, we got all sorts of heads, legs, torsos, guns. This is all headgear. This is chest gear. These are arms and hands. This is all like smaller accessories. And yeah, so that's kind of what this is. So I'm just kind of looking through this and trying to build up that pile of armory. So let's go ahead and keep doing that. Alright guys, so I wasn't able to find too many different weapons and accessories in that one bin. I got all of these, and then I was able to kind of work on these figures a little bit more. I don't want to show too much of them because that's obviously what the finale is for, but a lot of them have vests now and different headgear and whatnot. So I did find all of these weapons. A lot of the figures on the MOC are going to have probably AKs or RPGs or Dragunovs as far as the Viet Cong go, and then the Americans will most likely have a variety of M16s, M1 Grands, M14s. Now that I came out with my new M14, I don't even think I've showed that on the channel yet, so I'm going to go over and let's talk about that a little bit. So I don't think I've showed this on my channel yet. Maybe I have in a weekly update, but I just came out with this M14. It's a really cool rifle. It comes in reddish brown, then I also sell some in black, just for the kind of people that like to modify the guns and whatnot. Normally you just buy reddish brown because most of this gun is wood, and then you could actually paint on the black sections. But yeah, here's it next to minifigure. I only have one hand here, so I would clip it on, but I did come out with this. It's on my website actually, but this is the reason I came out with this along with my M16 was I was doing the Vietnam MOC series and I wanted some more US rifles. So I have the M1 Garand, M14, and M16. A lot of people are going to argue with me that the M1 Garand was never used in Vietnam, but that is not true. It was. Here's actually the M16. I just found one on my desk here. So these are kind of two of the weapons that I wanted to come out with before the finale, so my American Marines would have some of these classic Vietnam era American weapons, more particularly rifles. So these are some of the ones that you'll be seeing on the figures on the MOC, and both of these are on the website as well. Okay, a couple things that I'm gonna have to do is I'm finally gonna have to put up this thread for the telephone wires or poles, whatever you want to call them. And then another question I had for you guys is, do you think it's okay that I keep some of these sand green Marines? I know most of the Marines are going to be olive green, but I'm wondering if some of the sand green ones are fine. Maybe if I put them in the city section or whatnot. So I'm curious to see what you think about that. Or I could put them in the wheelies Jeeps and the different vehicles where you won't really see the color difference. I'm thinking that might be a good point, but I mean, that's 5 figures there, plus I got a couple more. I'm gonna need all the figures I can get, so another 5 figures. If I can put those somewhere on the MOC, that's just gonna be that much better. So I'm thinking we're gonna have to use those. Alright, so normally I have this website that picks the comments for me, but I don't know why, but it's not working, so we're just gonna scroll down through this. This is my last video, and I'm just gonna stop it and pick someone. So let's do Star Wars Fan for Life. It says great weapons 5 days ago. Star Wars fan, all you have to do, shoot me an email through my website, bricktactical.com, with your name, address, all that good stuff, and we'll get that figured out. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. I'm not gonna show you too much because I want to save that for the finale, so leave every bit of feedback you can think of in the comments down below for this video, and feel free to message me on Instagram. Anything you guys want, any ideas you have, drop them in the comments down below, because once this video is aired, I'm basically going to just start going ham on all of this. Sorry, I have to plug in my camera here or we're going to lose power on me here, so let me plug that in. But basically, yeah, give me all the feedback you can, and I will go ahead and take it all into consideration. I'll probably make a list, go through, start adding figures, add that, to the telephone lines. I'm going to add all the fire details that we have down there. I didn't want to show those until the finale, so I'm trying to leave a good amount of it as a surprise. Normally with the MOC series, by this point in the series, I would have a lot of figures out, but I want to keep a lot of that as a surprise for you guys. So I'm really curious to see what your guys' thoughts are on the finale. Once again, it is next Sunday, so definitely make sure you guys check it out. Yeah, so normally, I mean, there's a couple ways I could do it. If I need more time, next week might be another episode, but it's probably going to be episode 50. The finale will be the title, and you'll just have to stay tuned, and I'll be posting on Instagram stories as well, so follow me, Brick Tactical, over there. Also follow my TikTok, Brick Tactical. I know I made a TikTok, but it's actually going really well, so thank you for all the support on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of that, and then, of course, my website. So, guys, feedback, and I will see you guys in next week's episode. If you guys want to check out last week's episode, I'll put a link to it here. I'll put the full playlist right there so you can go rewatch all the episodes, and then subscribe right there. Click that button so you guys don't miss the finale of Vietnam next week. All right, guys, take it easy, and I'll see you at the finale.